Hello, and welcome back to the Strawberryno stream, hosted by me, if you can believe it. Strawberryno. Man, I really have my stream is extremely fucking cursed for some reason. It's actually kinda crazy. The one time I was about to start streaming on time, I literally spilled fucking coffee all over my desk and had to clean it up. Like, man. Universe will literally bend itself to not to make me late for the stream in any way it can. Wanna suggest 40k? Isn't that overpowered by Pancreas? No, Pancreas no work is a great nickname. That's kinda intriguing. I'm assuming it's about yeah, like 40k power scaling. Let me. Okay, first of all, let me turn on the capture. Okay, so I'm gonna see that video in a second and add it to the list, and I'm just gonna explain what I wanna watch today. So for today, I wanted really to watch these three videos. Do Not Enter the Fey Forest, Arma Free SCP by RubixRaptor, finally see Fallout 4 But Every Gunfire's Nukes by Reggie, and Homeworld Free Review by MandaloreGaming. And like, I wanted to just do those three, but there is a topic on my mind that has been it has been brewing, you know, up here, that I kinda wanna talk about, and that is the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I'm a big fan of the Dead Rising franchise, and I kinda wanted to just go through the couple short trailers they have. This is like literally 8 minutes total. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just put them on, talk about it. Reggie recently did Fallout 4 video, which is similar to Every Gunfire's Nukes, but instead Every Gunfire's Cars. I thought it was a lot better, and the nuke one was already good. Yeah, actually, YouTube recommended me that video, and that's why I kinda went, yeah, I should finally watch this video, and if that's something that sounds if that's something that's fun, I will definitely watch the other one down the line. Okay, so that's that, and let me look up 40k. Isn't that overpowered? Okay, that sounds, you know. That sounds like. What the fuck was that? Did I mention Fortnite? What? Yeah, this definitely like sounds like something up my alley, so I will also watch that, but not today probably. I'm just gonna put it on for the top of next stream. Unless like but I'm not. I never assume we're gonna finish like earlier than I thought, because I keep fucking yapping. I haven't seen the video yet, but based on the title, I will have to highly disagree with Pancreas there. Depends on the context, I guess. I mean, uh, the worst and most powerful thing in 40k is obviously like the chaos gods and the warp and all the demons, and that shit is pretty overpowered. But even like normal space marines, aren't they supposed to be like? Why is your recommended my recommended? I mean, a lot of people here on the channel, I think, are somewhat interested in 40k. So it doesn't surprise me that there is overlap in what people would like to suggest, unless you're talking about the Drew Gooden video on AI. Drew Gooden AI. Oh, I literally watched this like a couple days ago. Yeah, lately YouTube has been suggesting me a lot of Drew Gooden's videos. Like I literally just started watching him. Yeah, I watched this one, The Cars Are Getting Dumber, and the TikTok pickup artist video of his. So seems like he's getting like a lot of new uh a lot of new viewers lately. Good on him, like his videos are fucking quality, honestly. So yeah, let me just actually turn off my Steam so I don't have any pop-ups or anything like that. And yeah, Pancreas is right. It's mid-tier in Sci-If-verse power. The only reason it's considered OP is because the mainstream is low-tier stuff like Star Wars movies. Probably because it's the same sphere as Danny Gonzalez. He even did a comedy tour together. Oh yeah, probably. And yeah, like I watched a couple of Danny's videos and also I keep fucking forgetting names for some reason. I literally might be having symptoms of Alzheimer's or something, man. Uh, the other fella that was in Danny Gonzalez video, the one with the mustache. Like I watched a lot of his videos and he's also commentary like Danny, so uh there's a lot of things in that setting that are right up there with the most OP stuff in other settings. It's just that most of the fandoms don't have or use that stuff on a regular basis. Yeah, Curtis Connor is who I meant. Yeah, I've you know what? Maybe I fall into the camp that Requiem actually like talked about. I don't know that many like really crazy sci-fi uh, uh, sci-fi stuff. So maybe I fall into the like only people who watch mainstream. Star Wars is obviously not that crazy. Like the biggest deal in Star Wars for the longest time was that a ship could blow up a planet. Uh, so yeah, like that is low tier if you're considering powers and such, unless the extended fucking even with the extended uh universe of Star Wars, it's not that big of a deal. But when I see 40k, some of the things they mentioned like really seems extraordinarily powerful. Like I said, especially the warp and the demons and whatever. But maybe that's just because of the scale. The scale of 40k is like huge, but usually the battles are planetary at least, and not like, oh, we're gonna wipe out the entire system at once. Chaos gods are pretty good, but chaos gods aren't 40k. 40k is 40k, and most of 40k is mid tier at best. That makes more sense. I mean, chaos gods kinda like extends to other IPs, so I guess that's that's the line of reasoning. I'm really tempted to put this video up more. You know what? This Mandalore video is really long. Okay, I will put that video up specifically so we can watch it first thing after I talk about the Dead Rising thing. Because now I'm fucking intrigued. Okay, so yeah, I really wanted to talk about this Dead Rising Deluxe remaster. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I am a big fan of the Dead Rising franchise. I think my favorite like zombie thing ever is probably Dead Rising 1. It's such a unique fucking game. I don't know how popular that is among my audience who are really into 40k. But so yeah, basically the Deluxe remaster is coming out, and it's basically, you know, a graphical update, some quality of life into the original game. Not that crazy. It's not a full-on remake, as in they're not making this from the ground up. They are using a lot of animations, a lot of stuff from the original games. But yeah, so this thing is not a remake. I am a little bit. Even if it was a remake, I would be a little bit skeptical. I know a lot of people are celebrating this because Dead Rising 4 was a piece of shit. So people are hoping this is gonna be a comeback to the strength of the series. And I kind of wanted to just go through the couple minute trailers that they have and talk about this. So starting off, obviously, is the announcement trailer when this was literally revealed that they are doing a remaster. And yeah, this is basically a second remaster, because the version we currently have on Steam and like that is available right now, the original was an Xbox exclusive, Xbox or Xbox 360. But it was an exclusive, and now in 2016 the first HD remaster came out, and we got a multi-platform release, which is always the best thing about any remake and any remaster, which I'm gonna get to in a moment. And yeah, now they're doing basically a re-release with new graphics.
Frank West. Remember that name, because the whole.
A lot of people are. Frank West looks a little bit different. that's a lot of people are upset about his face and his voice because the original voice actor is not returning, which is a fucking shame because he was great, and Frank is an iconic character. I do not envy this person who is going to replace him. Same thing for Silent Hill, like all of the Silent Hill 2 remake voice actors. I don't envy them because they have such big shoes to fill. Even if they do an outstanding job, people are gonna be mad because obviously it's not the original voice actor, you know.
Remember that name, because the whole world's gonna know it in 3 days.
And yeah, he also, it's so weird because this face and this face looks so completely different. I don't know if that's just the angle or what, but he looks completely different here in this shot. And he looks very old for the purposes of this story. Like he was supposed to be a little bit younger.
Did you just say zombies?
In the original, but that's kind of a nitpick, I guess.
Look out there. Those ain't zombies. What would you call them?
The graphics definitely look fucking great though. And like I said, those are all literally original animations. I can literally feel how they feel because they are so etched into my brain, man.
Quick, move! Get over here!
The lighting too looks fucking great. And there's like some new gameplay features which
This is my store! A customer!
and yeah, it's actually coming out in September, so like really early. For a like a announcement, this is crazy early. So then they released this trailer, which just talks about more about, you know, the release and whatever.
Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster will have an emergency.
So like yeah, just there's going to be a later physical release. I guess this is the new like key art. Looks actually kind of fucking cool. And confirmed it's not gonna be on the confirmed it's not gonna be on the old console generation, but I don't think games are coming out for PS4 and Xbox One anymore, so that's probably not to anyone's surprise.
Digital launch for PlayStation 5.
No Nintendo Switch release, but I think that's what everybody expected. It would be fucking crazy to see this running on Nintendo Switch, trying to run
Xbox Series
on Nintendo Switch.
X, Xbox Series S, and Steam on September 19th. The Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered Digital.
And there's some like good, of course, there is like a deluxe pack, whatever, digital deluxe edition, fucking whatever. And it's got some goodies, looks like costumes out of other Capcom things. Because a lot of these just look like Resident Evil costumes. This looks like Mega Man, but that doesn't make any fucking sense because there was already a Mega Man costume in Dead Rising 1, so I don't know why this is part of the Digital Deluxe. Maybe that's like an alternative skin for Mega Man. Not sure. This is fucking Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. Like, I can see the shape clearly. This is a Licker from Resident Evil. Not sure about these characters here. This kinda looks like Chris from RE1, but could be like literally anyone. So I have no fucking guesses as to those other things. Oh, this is like definitely some fucking Street Fighter thing. Either like Ryu or Ken. You know, just some goodies. Oh, maybe this is Resident Evil 4, like Dr. Salvador, the one with the chainsaw, because of the bug. Don't really know. Just some goodies you get.
Deluxe edition
Probably gonna cost way too fucking much for this content, whatever.
include additional costumes and mall background music, and will be available with the regular version on September 19th.
Mall background music is interesting, so I'm kinda assuming we'll be able to change the music in the background. I would never stray from the original because it's just so good, but interesting, I suppose.
Dead Rising fans shouldn't miss the Dead Rising Original Pack, included as a pre-order bonus.
Okay. So, oh, you actually get a... I didn't know this. You get the original costume, the 2006 Frank West, if you pre-order? I'm definitely not pre-ordering, but that's nice, you know, Chuck Green outfit too. And a bee. I forgot that. I forget, is that like a mascot of the mall or some shop? I don't even fucking know why would they pull this. I think there are many more iconic suits. Many more iconic suits. So you have to pay to unlock the older model. Kinda no, because this is a pre-order bonus. So technically you don't have to pay extra for that, but you know, it's still like giving you a strong incentive. It's giving you a strong incentive to pay for it early, which is also kinda bad. So yeah, the energy stays the same. You're absolutely right. And you know that after release, this is common practice by now. After the release, this will release as just a DLC on the Steam store, for example. You will probably be able to grab this. So you're technically right.
Pre-orders are available starting today.
Okay, and that's this announcement. And the last one is the meat and potatoes of it. What the fuck?
What you Deluxe Remaster.
Okay, people talked about this. Just the IGN video has a random freeze at the beginning for some reason. So this actually talks about the mechanics and what's actually new in this remaster.
It's like a full-on remake. We had the
I
same
don't think it's a... I never thought that to myself.
thought, so we spoke with 3 key staff to get to the bottom of this deluxe remaster. We began our investigation with director Ryosuke Murai. Well, actually, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to call this game a remake, considering the work we put into it. Before we could even
Let me move myself so we can see the subtitles clearly.
ask a question, Murai was giving us the inside scoop about the game. The first thing you'll notice is the improved graphics.
Definitely. Some people made fun of this comment a little bit, because the first thing they noticed is that Frank has a different voice actor, which yeah, technically stands out more at the very beginning of the trailer. I love how the dog looked so bad in the original because it was only in the game for 10 seconds. Yeah, it kinda also looks bad in the remaster for some reason. I just don't like that fucking dog model. I don't know why, man.
The new specs allow the game to run at 4K 60 FPS.
Yeah, 4K 60 FPS is huge, you know, those smooth frame rates with those many zombies, always a W. Performance is part of why like remakes and remasters are good, you know.
I've also made quite a few quality of life improvements, like the ability to move while aiming.
And yeah, I literally forgot. I always forget between my playthroughs of Dead Rising that I do from time to time. I always forget between them that you cannot fucking move and shoot in this game, which is, yeah, that just makes sense to include that in the remaster, because holy shit, why was that not there from the start, you know?
As well as other adjustments to make controlling Frank more intuitive.
He still moves very, very slowly when you aim, so it's like so it's not like you're gonna be fucking zooming while aiming the gun, you know?
As well as other adjustments to make controlling Frank more
like he slows down to a crawl.
intuitive. Thanks to popular demand, we've added an autosave feature and fine-tuned the user.
Autosave, just like I think Dead Rising 2 already had autosave. Yeah, that's probably good. If you really fuck up, you still need to reload a save. Never bothered me. Frank has auto aim if you don't try to shoulder fire. Yeah, but the auto aim would pick a random ass target. I never even bothered to aim with the gun. Like, you only really need to aim at anything when you're fighting the clown, and you need to pop his bubbles, or like at the end of the game when you're fighting the special forces. But like, other than that, using guns wasn't a big fucking deal in Dead Rising. And yeah, like autosave already was in Dead Rising 2. I think it was a great feature. If you really screwed yourself, you still need to reload a save. So I wonder if it's gonna have like more than one autosave. You could actually shoot one direction and get constant headshots where Frank was looking over his shoulder and having a conversation. You also did need to aim in the motorcycle fight. The auto aim made that a lot easier. Yeah, the one with Isabella, I think I always get her stuck on something, or she gets her stuck herself, just like the Jeep in the middle of the mall, and I just fucking beat her to death with the chainsaw from behind. But yeah, definitely, like, that specific fight is gonna be a lot better if you can aim and move, so
interface.
So yeah, autosave is cool because if you fuck up, especially if you're new to this game, if you go into a boss fight like Adam the clown, you never expect how fucking busted the bosses are in this game. Or when you fight the convicts for the first time, you are like, oh, it's guys in a jeep, but the game surely like has some weapons for me here, right? And my health, I can take them with 4 squares of health, right? Because they are an early boss. And they fucking demolish you, and if you didn't make a save up to that point, you're shit out of luck, pal. So autosave, definitely very helpful there for like bosses and stuff. so you can try them again, or just die and realize, okay, I don't want to do this right now, or I should get a weapon first.
The game will be fully voiced in 9 languages, with
This is nice. The original game only supports one voiced language, and that's English. And now we'll have like French, Italian, German, Spanish, Japanese, Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, and Latin American Spanish. And maybe there will be some like hilarious other Frank West. You know, I covered wars in other languages. That's nice, actually. I like that really. Text, the game always supported a lot of different text languages, so not that important.
text in 14, giving more players around the world
I put myself back down there, didn't I? I'm fucking stupid, sorry.
the chance to enjoy characters' dialogue. We've also made some improvements to NPC behavior that we hope will make surviving the zombie apocalypse with all the colorful
Yeah, the stairs are so
Characters,
big,
that
man.
much.
The stairs are
more
huge.
enjoyable.
And like seeing them actually run up the stairs smoothly. Yeah, that's insane for anybody who played that game. Waiting for people to get on that ledge was so annoying in the original. Holy shit.
That sounds like a complete overhaul. It makes me wonder if the game
And I don't know why they mean by better AI. I don't know if they're just gonna be very capable, like in Dead Rising 2. In Dead Rising 2, if you gave everybody a gun, they would solo bosses for you. It was actually crazy. So, not really sure what they mean by AI improvements.
game's main concept is still intact. If you've played the original, rest assured that its core remains unchanged in this deluxe remaster.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. From what I've seen, like, are the cutscenes they shown, are the animations, they are literally the same frame by frame, so...
We did our best to respect the direction of the original game. We kept the fundamental
That's nice. I wonder if there's an icon that tells you if they are close enough to follow you through doors. Yeah, that feature from 2 would be so fucking helpful. Can't really see it here.
That sounds
But yeah, that feature from 2 should definitely come back. Never played or even watched Dead Rising aside from the librarian exploring the mall map in Gmod, but I'm enjoying this video and your thoughts so far. I remember giving the mini chainsaw to survivors, and if they weren't the coward archetype, they would rip through everyone. I never would. Turns out it was VR chat, not Gmod. Man, that's cool, actually. The Willamette Mall in VR chat, that sounds fucking cool, actually. Damn. VR chat always has the VR chat and Gmod both like have the craziest like ports and things you can actually add in there. And yeah, I would never trust a fucking survivor with my mini chainsaw, man. I never, unless it was like already getting broken, so I would just give up on it. So yeah, I know it respawns, but I never could be bothered to just go in and out. I didn't have the patience for that, or just wanted to save other survivors and didn't waste time. So I would only pick it up if I was in the area.
core remains unchanged in this deluxe remaster. We did our best to respect the direction of the original game. We kept the fundamental gameplay the same while improving upon the user experience.
This is also really cool. You can fast forward time now. Sometimes when you were waiting for a case to start, you literally had to put down your fucking quote-unquote controller. If you're playing on keyboard, you obviously didn't put down shit, but whatever. You had to put down your controller and just wait like 5 minutes. Sometimes if you wanted to not miss the cutscene, because they only started at very specific times in the day, and you could be there early and just, you know, in the for example, in the safe room there weren't many things to do, so you would just literally have to look at survivors, go upstairs and look outside at the ugly ass fucking skybox, or just literally wait with the wristwatch equipped. So yeah, this is definitely like a cool feature. I wonder if everything is voiced now, including the small conversation between survivors. Oh yeah, that's actually another very interesting question. I'm getting very bright, so let me try to do something about that. Oh Jesus. I'm just gonna stay on the light side. Yeah, the small conversations were never like really voiced, and there were a lot of hilarious ones. If I hope they are voiced, because I wanna do the side quest where you have to rescue the Japanese tourists from the bookstore, voiced, because I would love to hear Frank try to talk in like very basic broken Japanese to them. That would be fucking hilarious, man.
With this, we believe that both veterans and newcomers alike will be able to enjoy a fresh experience. Our goal was to ensure that today's players would experience the same shock players felt when the original game was released. We believe we accomplished this goal with Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. We hope that everyone will give it a try. Unable to get any definitive answers out of director Murai, we gave art director Satoshi Takamatsu the third degree. It turns out he had ambitions of his own for this project. Because the original came out 18 years ago, there were many limits.
Man, that's crazy. That Dead Rising, the original, actually still looks pretty decent in my opinion, even though it came out like so long ago.
During development. Thanks to nearly 2 decades of technological advancements, we were able to accomplish a lot that couldn't be done back then.
Isabella also looks kinda weird. I don't know how to describe it.
For example, Resident Evil, Capcom's other zombie franchise, focused on quality over quantity. Dead Rising took a different approach.
The one thing I have to say is the HUD in the original looked much better, I think. But that's a very small thing. If they go back to the remaster, you will see that the new one looks very bland, like safe, corporate, lifeless, soulless, however you wanna call it. You know kinda what I'm talking about.
The goal was to pack as many zombies as possible into that huge shopping mall. This meant each individual zombie wasn't as polished as we would have liked. However, this time around, we were able to focus on quality as well. As the art director, I couldn't be more pleased that...
Oh, it randomly stopped again. Cool. This is actually fucking insane how this cutscene looks. Just look at the like emotion.
Both the main character Frank
pouring out of those facial animations. That is fucking insane.
And all of the NPCs. Of course.
So the graphics are definitely like good, you know.
Another critical aspect of Dead Rising that we have to address is the shopping mall setting.
Yeah, the lighting in here is so much better.
In the original game, the Willamette Parkview Mall is made up of several areas, like
there's the bee,
Entrance Plaza and Paradise Plaza, each with its own unique characteristics.
What the fuck
These
is...
design
What the fuck is with the random pauses? What the
and
hell?
evolve them even further
What?
by adding real-time lighting and shadow effects, so that each location takes on a different appearance, depending on the time of day.
Again, looks very good, very clean.
That's how much detail we've put into this project.
そういうところを、今回、表現できるようになったので、そこら辺も、こだわって作っております。
For character animations, we tried to limit unnecessary changes and use the original data as much as possible, especially during action scenes.
So, yeah, again, here's the HUD I was talking about. I really don't like this change. It looks so bland. It almost looks like a placeholder, but I'm fairly certain it will be like this in the final release. Again, it's just whatever. It's just your health bar and the inventory. Not really that big of a deal. I just don't like it.
We could have made them more realistic.
The fucking quest like box okay, looks okay. Also, yeah, the fact that I wonder how actually yeah, there is a compass at the top, so there is going to be like some better navigation, I think, easier navigation to side quests and quests. That's just, you know, some quality of life.
With today's tools. But we wanted to preserve the unique and
Yeah, like literally every single animation is
comical
100% the same as in the original.
movements that made the original Dead Rising.
It makes me wonder, because Dead Rising 1 kinda has this stiff movement. It's on purpose, don't get me wrong, but it has very stiff movement. And I'm guessing they didn't change much of that. Are timed objectives no longer color-coded? Maybe it's just harder to tell in this version without them being further down. If you mean... because the main quest is yellow and the side quests are white, but I don't know if that's what you meant. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's what you meant.
So special.
当時のアニメーションが一番ベストだと思っておりましたので、今回はそういうふうな形。
I wonder also what's gonna happen to the music. The original had a lot of licensed music. Some of these bands are way more popular now, so it would cost more to renew licenses for that. So I kinda expect the music to be a little bit... it was bad, but it was fun bad in the original, you know. So I'm saying worse as in like it's not gonna evoke the same feelings. Yeah, I too hope Gon Guru is still in the game. It's so iconic with that but yeah, we'll just have to see. Okay, I mean blue if you have 6 hours left, yellow for 3 to 6 hours, and red for less than 3 hours. That I didn't see, so so yeah, hard to tell at this point, I suppose. Oh yeah, also another quality of life is that you actually see the durability of your weapon. Like in the corner you can see exactly how much durability it has left. In the original you didn't see it, and then when it was like at its last legs, it would start just phasing in and out, and that was your only clue that that is gonna break, but you still didn't know when it's gonna break, so that's nice.
一番ベストだと思っておりましたので、今回はそういうふうな形をとっております。
Takamatsu was finally giving us the info we were looking for. However, we couldn't stop there. We had to know why this is called a deluxe remaster. To do that, we tracked down the game's producer and managed to get his account.
It would flash when it was at 33% left, I think. See, that's why it sucked, because I always assumed it's 25 instead. Like, you don't even know at what percentage. Yeah, like if you go on Wikipedia, it's probably gonna like clearly state how much is it, but like as a player inside the game, you could never learn it unless you like counted how many hits you can do with a certain weapon. So yeah, I think it's a great addition.
I think Dead Rising is a unique game with extremely tight game design, even by
Definitely.
today's standards.
Definitely. And confirmed, it is color-coded. You can see that the bar is yellow right now. It means like he has those 3 to 6 hours left. Before it was blue, so it is color-coded in that way.
However, we also knew the original game was released 18 years ago, and that improvements were needed to reach a modern audience. That's why we focused on improving playability to reach a modern audience.
Could you drive a bike into this part of the mall? Because this only connects to the cinema and the entrance plaza, I think. In the entrance plaza, there were bikes. You could get skateboards, but I don't remember being able to drive a bike into this specific part of the mall. That is interesting.
That's why we focused on improving
But maybe I'm misremembering.
playability.
This is a completely new feature. I don't think this was in any Dead Rising before, or maybe I am not aware. You can hide behind large objects to avoid gunfire, which is a cool as fucking feature.
In addition to overhauling the graphics, this game truly deserves the title.
And audio now cuts out? What the fuck? Oh, it just... Okay, the audio just completely cut out. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much everything they said about Dead Rising. There was more. There was the Capcom Next, where they revealed like some more information about this, I believe. But I'm not gonna go through all of it. My cat is gonna go through all of it. He is my assistant, as you can see. He's very eager to help. Okay, no, actually they went over everything we already saw. There was some other thing they did. There was like some other interview they did where there was more info, but it's not that important. That would be helpful in the gun store fight. Oh yeah, hiding behind the large objects. Holy shit, you're right, man. And there's like even there's those like displays you could actually hold on to, because normally you had to just stand behind them, and they sucked. I gave up completely on using cover for that fight, which is how I learned 90% of the gunfights can easily be won by beating the other guy in the face with a 2x4. Yeah, for the gun store fight, I always ran out of the store and waited for the zombies that spawn on site to go inside, so he has to hit something else and he's too busy to shoot at you. But that wasn't a very reliable way to do that fight. So anyway, this is all cool, right? But here's the problem, right? If you go on Steam right now, here's why I'm a little bit... I won't be buying this on the... My cat wants to be really annoying today. I won't be buying this day one, 100%. If anything, I'm gonna buy it on a discount. And here's why. It's not a remaster, so they're not adding any new features that are like huge. You know, if they added co-op, for example, like in 2, that would be fucking insane, you know. I don't care if the story wouldn't make sense. Every single Dead Rising with co-op doesn't make sense. Only 3, I guess, worked that into the story. If they added combo weapons or something, that would be something, you know, new, other features from like the rest of the franchise. But it's not a remake, it's just a remaster, so they're doing the graphics. And my problem with that is I don't think it's... I might pre-order depending on who is doing the remaster. If it's somebody I trust like Night Dive, then I would, but I don't know don't know anything about these devs. That's also true. I'm gonna look it up in a second, so it's gonna probably say... I'm assuming it's just an internal Capcom team. But the thing is, it costs 50 bucks, and some might go, oh my god, that's so cheap. That's $10 cheaper than usually new games that come out. But it's a fucking... It's not a remake, it's a remaster, you know. All the fancy graphics in the world are not gonna change that game is gonna play exactly the same. There is even like no info if there is a single new side mission in the entire game. There are no, or like new psychopaths, whatever. There is absolutely zero info if there is a single piece of new content other than quality of life, right? And here's the thing, right? Right now, a Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake. And even if that remake is dog shit, right? Even if that remake is bad, here's a thing why Silent Hill 2 kinda needs a remake. A remaster would also be great. You go on Steam, you type in Silent Hill, and this is what you get, right? Oh, look, there's Silent Hill 2. You click on it, and it's obviously the remake that's going to release. Because none of the original games are on Steam. The only Silent Hill on Steam is fucking Homecoming, and that is so terrible that you should avoid this game with all your might. Homecoming is fucking trash. And the only other Silent Hill you can get is Silent Hill 4 The Room on Good Old Games. You cannot get 1, 2, or 3. There is no like, you can even see right here, the fucking Metal Gear Solid collection. you know, you have the Master Collection. They finally brought Metal Gear 1 and 3 to PC. 2 had a weird PC port. Silent Hill 2 also had a weird PC port, and I think 3, but they are lost to time. They are not available on any like modern store. So that's fucking gone in the wind, you know. But if you go on Steam and you type in Dead Rising, right? And you have the remake right here. I really like this image. This is so cool. And it's Capcom developing it, so it's just Capcom internally remastering it. And yeah, pre-purchase it for 50 euros, which is just 50 bucks, I think. And then the deluxe is gonna be 60. So they still found a way to sell it for 60. But if you type in Dead Rising, you have Dead Rising 1, the 2016 remaster, for 10 bucks. It's not on sale right now. When it's on, I don't know why it's not on sale. When it is on sale, you can get it for as cheap as $5 fucking dollars, and it's the same game just with worse graphics, and it runs perfectly on modern PCs. It's a really, really, really good port, and that's why I kind of think I'm not impressed by the remaster, you know? Like, you can already play this normally through Steam. And I don't know if better graphics are worth $40 fucking $5, man. Like, upfront. Holy. Like, I get it, it's a fresh start for the Dead Rising. It's nice that they went back to the basics. But I would prefer if it was a full-on remake with completely new features. Because then, if the remake was bad, right? You could just go back to the original, because they would be side to side. It's kind of like Resident Evil 4 remake. I liked Resident Evil 4 remake. It's a really, really, really nice remake. I prefer the original, and like the original was always available on Steam, so I was never a fan of Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm gonna be honest, I hate that all the remakes are of only the best, most popular games, because there are a lot of rough gems which could benefit from improvements. That is right, Lubomir. That's why I am actually kinda mad they are remaking Silent Hill 2 instead of 1. 1 needs a remake more than 2, man. The only time a remaster would make 100% sense to get if the original had a lot of problems running on modern hardware, which again, Dead Rising doesn't. Funny you should mention that. Night Dive just put on a trailer showing the remastering The Thing, which is actually rough gem that needs a lot of work. Oh yeah, they are remastering The Thing. I am very excited for a remaster of The Thing, because the original game was a piece of shit, but it had like so much potential. I heard Metal Gear Solid 2 Sport was weird, but never looked into it. I think it was just like... it performed kinda bad, but that's about it. I played it. I played the port. The straight up PC port. I played it on keyboard and mouse, and it was fine, you know. At least Capcom is one of the few old companies that hasn't created the reputation. I'm assuming you meant to say like shattered or whatever. few old companies that hasn't shattered their reputation, but I don't think it will get. I will get this new remaster after all. The extra quality of life features are nice, but I don't care to pay that much more for them. And that's exactly my point. Dead Rising is definitely a game that deserves respect, but this feels like a cash grab, straight up cash grab. You know, sure, the new graphics are amazing. Like I said, the lighting is amazing. The quality of life, they're fucking amazing, right? But are they worth fucking 45? It's 50. Obviously, you need to pay 50. But if you are a new player right now who wants to play Dead Rising for the first time, you can pick between paying $5 and $50. So the difference is 45 for you personally. And like, is it worth to pay fucking 45 more extra? I don't think so. Oh, cratered, as in crater. Okay, sorry, that totally went over me. I guess it's a more of a Canadian American saying. Yeah, it's definitely not like a very mainstream thing to say, because I didn't register it. But yeah, Capcom is definitely not. They definitely have that reputation, but like I said, I don't think this is gonna be. I don't think this is it, Chief. I just don't. Here's what I'm gonna personally do, because it's obvious. If you're hyped for this, if you wanna buy this on Premiere, I mean, go ahead. It's your money, right? But what I'm personally gonna do, I'm gonna look at this on release, because on principle, I don't buy new games. I have a lot of backlog to go through, so I only get them on discounts. I'm gonna wait for the release. First of all, obviously the performance. We're immediately gonna go if there are technical problems with this remaster or not on day one, so that is one good reason not to buy it immediately and wait for that. Second of all, I want to see if there is actually new content. I don't think there is, because I think they would like advertise that, right? That is a normal thing to advertise, that you have fucking new content in your goddamn remaster. So I don't think there is like really new content that I would care about. So, but I'm gonna check that, and then I'm gonna wait and see if it goes on sale quickly and how much on sale it goes. And then if it's like a really deep discount at some point, I will definitely get it, even if it's just a graphical update. Beyond Good and Evil did this too, right? Beyond Good and Evil did this after 20 years, and it's $20. It's not 50, it's 20 for a graphically enhanced. It's not the same, because this is not the improvement of. This is not the scale of improvement of this remaster. But still, you get what I'm saying, right? $50 for a remaster is quite a steep fucking price to pay, I would argue. And the languages are nice. The languages are really nice. There is so many to choose from. so yeah, that's like my 2 cents about Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I'm happy that it's getting a remaster. I'm happy that people are talking about Dead Rising again, the good one, not Dead Rising 4, the shit that killed this franchise. I hope Capcom is more careful this time about sequels, and they actually make them good instead of Dead Rising 4. But at the same time, this feels like a cash grab. Like, I'm sorry to say, I know this is gonna rustle some feathers, I think, because I'm gonna make this into like a channel video. I think this is gonna make some people angry that I am not 100% positive about this, but I don't see a reason to be. Like, I'll be fucking honest. But at the same time, I wasn't excited about Resident Evil 4 remake, and even after I played it, I was like, I am so fucking glad I waited for a discount because I still prefer the original, even though the remake is great. And this is not gonna have the amount of new content the remake had, or like, recontextualized content the Resident Evil 4 remake had. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I remain skeptical, and yeah, I don't think they're gonna release much more info about this. Again, if they come out tomorrow and say we're adding like 3 new psychopaths, 10 new side missions, we're adding new game modes, we're adding this and that, then I would be okay. That's great. That actually makes it way more worth it. But so far, what they've shown hasn't impressed me, and yeah. And yeah, the original skin being a pre-order is gonna inevitably become a paid DLC after the game launches is a little bit, you know, not a big fan of that. But yeah, that's it. That is essentially it when it comes to Dead Rising, the Deluxe Remaster. For people who are watching this as a video later, yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next one, as always. Make sure to let me know what you personally think in the comments below. And when it comes to the stream, we're gonna go back to watching our videos. Starting with 40k isn't that overpowered, because of the conversation it sparked in the chat. I need to see this video. So yeah, let me grab myself a cup of what the fuck, a glass of Bepis, and we can go on.
comments for me. Yeah, that's right. You have eyes. You read the...
Oh, I was muted. Oh, sorry. What I said, because person who suggested this video said that they hope that this didn't derail the stream, and like that's what suggestions on this channel are for, so I can like react to it, so don't fucking feel bad about suggesting something and then I go, oh, that seems really interesting, let me check it out. That's just how the Steam rolls. There's nothing wrong, don't worry about it. And yeah, I just wanted to say that I moved this Mandalore video that I have right now on. I wanted to watch something of Mandalore because I really like him. He's really popular on the channel too. But the Homeward 3 review, it's not really that interesting to me. I know, maybe between this stream and the next one he uploads something else. I'm still waiting for him to review Oni. I've been waiting for so long for him to finally review Oni. Holy shit. So like I don't feel really strongly about moving that Homeward video down, because yeah, like I said, not that I'm not that interested in that franchise, that type of game. But this topic is interesting, you know. 40k isn't that overpowered by, I'm sorry, Pancreas, by Pancreas no work. Maybe you could start with Homeward 1. Yeah, I think Mandalore has like other Homeward videos anyway. So maybe I could start with like other parts of that game. I would recommend it. I thought that Homeward 3 wasn't going to be much, but that game turned out to have a terrible story that was great to hear him rip into. Fair enough. There is some stuff there. But yeah, like I said, this is really interesting to hear. Pancreas No Work is gonna make his case that 40k, Warhammer 40k isn't that overpowered, which sparked a debate already in the chat, which is why I kinda wanted to see this video too. Yeah, I'm one of those people that also thinks 40k is kinda overpowered. There is a lot of stuff in 40k, but yeah, let's get in there and see, and let Pancreas make his case. You know, let's whip out the fucking you know, pen and paper. Let's take notes, come up with counter arguments, have a civilized discussion about the power levels of sci-fi, of different sci-fi properties, you know.
Video title. Let's get right... Yeah, that's right. You have eyes. You read the video title. Let's cut right to the chase. I don't think 40k is that OP as a setting. Now, for those of you who are a bit observant and haven't already started typing some real colorful comments for me, you'll notice the great big that in the title. 40k is pretty OP. It's got rocket launcher grenade rifles as a standard weapon for one of its factions, the Necrons have that funny button that can accidentally start a cascade of supernovas across the galaxy, and all that dark age of technology stuff that only ever gets brought into play when someone wants to make a point about 40k being OP. The setting is nuts, but I've gazed into the abyss
I mean, yeah, that stuff.
of what's
Uh,
supernovas across the galaxy, and all that dark age of technology stuff that only
the dark age stuff, I don't think like should have any matter in this discussion because it's just part of the plot, as in the backstory. It doesn't kinda matters as a story building device, right? But it doesn't matter currently because they're not doing that stupid shit that was described as the dark age that was available in the dark age of technology. So yeah. Can the Emperor beat Goku? could like could Prime Emperor beat Goku? Like Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku? Wait, can the Emperor teleport people to other places? Wouldn't he just fucking... Oh wait, I forgot they can survive out in space in Dragon Ball Z for some reason. In Dragon Ball in general.
ever gets brought into play when someone wants to make a point about 40k being OP. The setting is nuts, but I've gazed into the abyss of what's true.
For context, one super weapon from Dark Age was a radio signal that ignited all oxygen around the receiver that cut the signal. That caused the entire fleet to die when distress signals caused every other ship to ignite. But yeah, that's what I mean. That's not in current Warhammer though. Like, that's not a thing available in current Warhammer, I think. So I wouldn't consider this a part of the setting. It's just a part of the backstory. And the Emperor could teleport people. So maybe he could, like... Can Goku survive in lava? Can he, like, teleport him into a fucking black hole or something? I'm giving this, like... I'm giving this way too much thought. Actually, they can't survive space in Dragon Ball with the exceptions of gods and Frieza. That was a big plot point. That was in current Warhammer, actually. A Horus Heresy story revolved around using it. So that seems pretty overpowered to me. Man, also the space stuff in Dragon Ball is super fucking inconsistent because I remember like Vegeta being able to blow up a planet by... He was with Nappa, that was in early Dragon Ball Z. They were fucking standing out in space in their little pods, literally out of the atmosphere, and he fucking blew up a planet with a ball of energy. So that shit was super inconsistent all across Dragon Ball, I think. If they can survive out in space. Why are we talking about Dragon Ball?
Really considered overpowered, and there's a lot of stuff that can beat it. A pretty good amount, actually. I've thought about how to phrase it best, and I think I've finally figured it out. 40k is like Ornstein and Smo from Dark Souls. If you want to get to the real big boys of the game, you gotta get through them first. And if you want your franchise to be considered truly ball-bustingly OP, you gotta get past the kind of crap 40k has in it. Please make all sorts of jokes about how 40k is the Dark Souls of Ornstein and Smo or whatever. It's a dead meme, and 40k is nothing if not welcoming to dead memes. So here's one more video to...
Okay, so this is strictly in comparison to things out there that are way more overpowered. Now I kinda understand it more. The sun set a little bit, and oh, I don't like what the camera is doing, so yeah, that lighting really fucked up the frames on my camera. I'm just gonna stay as Shadow Strawberryno for this video, you know, really beginning my villain arc.
Add to the pile of them I've made comparing other settings to 40k. Something small and easy to end the year on, yeah? For those of you with similar views to me, here's a video about nothing of particular importance. For those of you who make 40k your personality, I just have one question to ask. But can the Emperor beat Goku?
Yes! That's the only question we fucking need to answer.
Before I get started power scaling 40k into the dirt, however, there's something to discuss. Do you like learning? Do you hate school and how tedious and miserable it can be? Well then have I got the thing for you, because this video is sponsored by Brilliant. Brilliant is the premier way to learn math, data science, and computer science. It's got the visuals...
I gotta say, Pancreas is making a really cool case, as in this is an interesting idea for a video, but I think like his attitude is not gonna win him. His attitude is not gonna change a lot of people's minds, because he comes out of the gate swinging instead of presenting, but that's beside the point a little bit. To answer who can beat who, I would just link the Stan Lee video. The one who wins is the one who says the writer says wins. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that Stan Lee video. That is really fucking cool.
And to top it off, I have a wonderful deal for you.
That is a really cool
comment, which is also on screen right now. You get 30 days
cool talk Stan Lee gives about writing. Stan Lee always had such fresh ideas about like keeping it clean, how to write like good superhero stories.
Is a completely free trial. As an even better bonus, the first 200 people to use the link get 20% off an annual plan. That's http://brilliant.org/pancreasnowork/ for a 30 days free trial and 20% off your annual plan for the first 200 to use it. Learning is fun when it isn't made to be miserable, and Brilliant's given us all a wonderful way to keep learning no matter what age or level we're at. Get Brilliant today and start learning now.
Jesus, after so many like sponsored products came out to be basically scams. Like if something is sponsored by YouTuber, I immediately don't wanna use it on principle. That makes me sound like a fucking hipster, but history is with me. Like the proof is on the side that most sponsored products on YouTube are actually terrible and not worth their price.
Now. Alright, let's start listing off franchises. This will all be rather light on specifics, by the way. The love I have for Halo, or Obsession, if you're feeling less generous, isn't quite shared with everything else on this list. Let's start with a pretty common one. Overall,
You're fucking kidding me. He's not gonna say that Star Wars is more overpowered, right?
I'd say 40k wins. The tech
is
bigger and better, the scale is bigger, and a lot of the psychers in 40k could demolish the average Jedi or Sith. That being said, Star Wars has some stuff going for it. The higher end estimates of the Confederacy place their military at several quadrillion battle droids. That's a lot of wrist rockets you gotta worry about. So drowning out a few Crusade fleets or Orc-Waz and droids is entirely feasible. And the amount of Force users in Star Wars that veer into being eldritch abominations is a lot higher than you might think.
Okay, but that's extended universe specifically, you know. Shit like Starkiller from the video games, like, that's not really considered canon. Those things that would be really strong, they're just not considered canon at all.
If you're not super familiar with the lore. There's Abeloth, which is just straight up an H.P. Lovecraft creature. There's Darth Nihilus, owner of the coolest mask in fiction and a wound in the Force who eats planets for breakfast.
mean, true, that is a very cool mask.
Breakfast. And do you remember that time Anakin forced chokeslam 2 gods in the Clone Wars? But despite this, the overall scale and relentless warmongering of 40k means Star Wars is going to go down when you compare it to 40k. See, we're easing into things with settings I think 40k can beat. You gotta set the precedent, you know? That being said, I would take a clone trooper over the best guardsman any day of the week. Quite frankly, I'd take a clone over a good deal of Space Marine chapters. Delta Squad would body Cato Sicarius. Dead Space is real only here because I think it's cool, but necromorphs are damn scary. Humanity itself and the aliens in Dead Space probably wouldn't be seeing much competition against Warhammer.
The problem with Dead Space is that the marker as a thing is so... it seems really powerful. First of all, it seems really powerful. Second of all of its effects are not really well known. Because it does whatever the fuck it wants. And at the end of the day, like, a single engineer took out like a really huge, with tools, with specifically tools and not military grade equipment, took out a huge fucking like waves of necromorphs and like the markers. And
the necromorphs, though, those could be a problem. Convergence events and the markers would play merry hell on humanity, Tau, and maybe even the orcs. And a necromorph infestation on the large end of things is going to play a lot like a Tyranid invasion, only even more horrifying. Imagine a space marine getting necromorphed. That is an unstoppable monster. Granted, being an unstoppable horde of monsters isn't that special in 40k, I mean there's plenty of those already. A proper Tyranid high fleet or some orc warbands could probably take on the necromorphs. It'd be risky, and if the necromorphs win, they've got a new Brethren moon. But 40k also has plenty of ways to blow a planet straight to hell, so even the Brethren moons themselves are fair game here. Really, the Brethren moons and necromorphs are pretty fitting in with 40k. They're damn near unkillable to the point that I think shooting off their limbs in Dead Space doesn't actually kill them. It just immobilizes them, shutting them down in a way. Of course, Isaac Clarke was in no way prepared to deal with them, and he managed it, so I'm sure someone like Gilliman or Eldrad could handle things. Another 40k win, but hey, if it's any consolation, Dead Space fans, I'd rather face most threats in 40k than I would a necromorph. I can reason with the Tau at least, or at a stretch an orc. I can't reason with the ghost lady telling me to make us whole.
True. No, in our fairness, that marker was also messed with. It wasn't a regular marker. Wait, 40k does have necromorphs though. It's called demon possession, since demons can possess dead bodies, including dead marines. They were even on the tabletop in Horus Heresy rules. Yeah, I was about to say, wasn't? Aren't like events where the cultists take over cities like kinda similar to a necromorph outbreak? You know, you suddenly have a city of people just being fucking possessed, demons pouring out of the warp. And that's kinda like you would consider a zombie apocalypse scenario, or yeah, like a necromorph outbreak type of deal.
This'll probably be a proper video on its own eventually, since I've been getting more and more
I know nothing about Battletech, by the
Battletech
way.
as time goes on. That's for later, though. For now, I'll just say that on the grand scale, it's a pretty grim scenario for Battletech in this matchup. It's centered around a couple thousand planets over a roughly 500 light-year radius. That's the Inner Sphere, where most of the cool stuff in the setting goes down. It contains all the great houses, what was once Star League, and it's just about all the damn clanner scum care about. Through sheer industry and scale alone.
How does... Do you see this? How the fuck does this bit of the map works, where the red spills out into the yellow? How the fuck would you hold that territory?
Alone, Battletech loses to 40k. But saying that, on an individual level, I'd wager it's a much closer fight. Of course, even the mighty Atlas isn't going to be squaring up with a Warlord Titan, but come down to the scale of knights, and now we're talking about a real fight. While true, I would argue that even the most fearsome assault mechs are only equal to knights, battle mechs have a lot more in the way of versatility. A battle mech is a catch-all term for warfare platforms that can do any number of roles and also happen to walk on 2 legs. While there are numerous different kinds of Imperial Knights, you can safely assume they're in one of 2 categories. They're either going to shoot you with cannons, or they're going to try and chop you up with big chainswords.
Plot armor, probably.
Battle mechs, meanwhile, can be scouts, artillery, massive platforms of light weaponry, and more. Some might as well just be a big gun with legs, such as an urban mech pilot armed with little more than his AC-20 and a very hateful attitude towards anything larger than 40 tons. Some have melee weapons, because even in a setting as relatively grounded as Battletech, there are going to be some people who want to punch things with their giant robot. If you tell me you aren't one of them, I'm gonna call you a liar. There's a lot
True.
more you can do with a battle mech than a knight or just about any of its non-imperial equivalents. And tell me that if nothing else, the Lyran Commonwealth wouldn't be pumping out Titan equivalents the moment they saw what 40k was bringing to the table. There would be people with bigger things than them. That is an insult that House Steiner simply cannot let stand. There's other smaller but still important things as well. Battletech FTL is fairly reliable, although it is slow and unless you're skilled enough to jump to pirate points closer to planets, fairly predictable. But hey, there's also no monsters you have to worry about eating your soul whenever you jump to FTL speeds. So overall, Battletech loses through scale, but on the individual level, it's probably a lot more even. If nothing else, even a light mech stomping on a space marine is going to get the job done. Not much you can do about several thousand pounds of military hardware introducing you to the dirt. But with that, we've given 40k 3 wins so far, so I think it's about time to fix that. Put MCU...
Man, that's that's a wild comparison.
slop or whatever abomination of filmmaking DC's putting out next out of your mind. I'm mostly talking comics. At their worst just as bad in their own way, but at least no one's been shoving them down my throat for the last 15 years. Now if you're thinking on the lower end of things, then yeah, these guys are getting bodied. What the hell is the Green Arrow gonna do against the Space Marine? And if you're the kind of person who thinks Batman can prep time his way into fighting the Swarm Lord or Imhotep,
no, I get that he's gonna talk about like the high-end comic stuff where we get into gods and fucking, you know, probably like Doctor Strange could beat some strong guys in Warhammer, probably. He has like a shit zillion spells and stuff. But he's gonna probably go deeper into like the really, really overpowered comic stuff, but I find that shit so tacky in comic books usually. It reminds me of, yeah, like anime and manga that go into stratospheric power levels. That's just personal taste thing. This is, I don't want to discredit this discussion, I guess. But yeah, I find that shit so tacky when, like, Dragon Ball is a good example. Dragon Ball went so into the stratosphere with power scaling, and there are numerous other examples of mangas and anime and media that did that. And like high-end Marvel and DC, as in high power scaling end of that, is kind of like that. There's some heroes in comics that can certainly do very well in 40k, but I feel he's going to not mention Alpha plus Psychers, which might be gods, which might as well be gods themselves. Superman villains like Mix, I forget the rest of the imp's name, would definitely do extremely well if he doesn't enter the warp.
I hate you. Prep time is what Batman fans use when they know they're full of shit. Of course, I do the same thing whenever people bring up Halo and the Halo array, so maybe I shouldn't throw rocks in my comfy glass house. I'm talking about the higher end stuff of the comics, like the Lantern Corps. They protect the entire universe. They could absolutely deal with the people in the 40k universe. It'd take some effort and they definitely wouldn't come away from it cleanly, but they could get it done. Or, you know, Superman? What the hell is a Bloodthirster gonna do against the Man of Steel? He's basically incorruptible, and he's more or less a physical god. No one's touching him.
Is he incorruptible? What was it? Weren't there like specific stories where he was fucking evil?
Or the Flash, who's so fast to make Superman look like he's moving through syrup. And that's not even getting into the things like Galactus, who might as well be
Like, I don't think Superman can resist the warp.
a Catan. There's all sorts of powerful beings in Marvel and DC that at the higher end of things make the 40k galaxy look pathetically weak. Sure, at the lower end of things, 40k is gonna—
Are we seriously gonna get Dragon Ball after this? Because if you're bringing up Marvel and DC, you might as well compare it to Dragon Ball.
a stomp. I don't think Spider-Man can quip his way out of getting his head melted by Cairo's Fate Weaver. But that version of Superman where he sat in the sun for millions of years just absorbing more power, yeah, he's bodying anything the setting can throw at him. Or hell, Thanos. He casts Finger Snap. 40k is now half empty. God forbid there's any crossover beyond Marvel writing some Marnia's Calgar books, though. I don't need half the Eldar lore getting sapped away. They're starving as it is. In fact, in the spirit of superpowered beings bodying 40k, there's an account called The Drunken Guardsman on Twitter who did a couple of versus tweets about who would win, with one being 40k and the other being someone not from 40k. One of them was Sanguinius versus Omni-Man, and truth be told, that was one of the inspirations for this video. Anyways, to answer that who would win question, I have my own question for you. What the hell is Sanguinius gonna do when Omni-Man starts tossing capital ships at him from orbit? There's an argument to be made that maybe 40k could BS its way into a win versus Marvel and DC's stronger characters. Morality in 40k is a funny joke. Maybe they can brutalize the other two settings into defeat. You're not doing that with Viltrumites. They're a race of Supermans hell-bent on conquest and don't view other races as being worth jack. They can obliterate entire planets over the course of a few days.
I mean, yeah, that's more apt comparison, I guess. Either alternate evil versions or one where he is so fucking broken he goes to the deep end. One of Superman's major weaknesses is literally magic. It's why magic swords cut his skin no problem, and Galactus exists in 40k already. It's carded Tyrant Star. Omni-Man crushes Sanguinius. I like Sanguinius, but it's no contest. Again, when it comes to 40k, but I always like revert to the warp. But how can you ignore the fucking warp and the demons when you are talking about something versus Warhammer 40k, you know? It's so like hard not to go there for me personally. But also I don't know a lot about Tyranids. I don't know a lot about what the Tau can actually do. I know who the Tau are. I know who the Tyranids are, but I don't know like their high-end stuff, you know. So I also have a little bit of a limited scope, so I cannot make a really good comparison. Viltrumites are better comparison. The problem is if they ever encounter the Tyranids, they are screwed. See, I don't even know like why that is. Like, I know the Tyranids are the fucking Horde, like they are the Zergs from fucking StarCraft are literally them, and Zergs like take over everything. There's such a huge, like, StarCraft is basically a universe where the Tyranids basically already won, and I think like that's because they are so strong. So if Tyranids are just like that, so I would guess a lot of they are also pretty fucking strong in the 40k universe
at most, and have their own vast empire to rival 40k. And while I don't think they're incorruptible in the sense of being immune to chaos, why the hell would any one of them fall to it? They have everything they need and view non-Viltrumites as dirt. I've not read the comics, so I admit maybe I'm missing something, but I think chaos—
so he specifically mentions chaos too. Okay.
is on the chopping block as much as anyone else. You could argue they might fall to Korn, and yeah, they might, or they'd see it as selling themselves off to a higher power and tell Korn to go kick bricks. With the exception of people like Magnus the Red at the very highest level of it, I don't think Psyker powers are going to do anything either. Viltrumites are at that level of physical power that just overwhelms anything else. An Eldar Psyker or a Necron Cryptek can prepare whatever spell or incantation to rewrite the Viltrumite out of existence that they want. It doesn't matter if in the time it takes to start casting the spell, Omni-Man can fly around the whole planet and rip their spine out from behind them. And even things
That's definitely
like
true.
foresight that a lot of characters in 40k have wouldn't be of much help. Here's my reasoning for that. If you're tied to railroad tracks with no way out, you can safely assume a train is going to run you over eventually. You can't do anything about it though. And while there's certainly not a lot of Viltrumites, there's enough that you can have a couple dozen of them on a single battlefield if you absolutely must have that. What the hell's the guard gonna do about one of them, let alone a dozen? Hell, if you throw enough of them at the Emperor, he's probably gonna get his shit rocked too. I have an immediate confession to make. I only set enough of them as a peace offering. One of them is probably enough. But yeah, Viltrumites beat 40k stuff. I only included them in the video because I have the Omni-Man skin in Fortnite, so if you disagree, I don't feel too passionately about it. But you know what I do feel passionately about? Or really all of
Oh, come the fuck on, man. We're actually doing this.
Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z is what makes people sit up. You know what I've always found funny? Dragon Ball Z has some pretty fantastic FTL tech in it. I mean, Bulma and Mr. Popo went to Jupiter in like, what, 10 seconds? It takes Light 43 minutes to do that. That alone makes it stronger than 40k in significant ways. But let's not kid ourselves, no one cares about Dragon Ball's FTL technology. You're here for angry people screaming and punching each other, and by God, that's how Dragon Ball Z is gonna kick the hell out of 40k. Now, I think power scaling debates can be pretty whack, even though I've now made 5 videos doing more or less that exact thing. I've never
At least he admits it, you know. Honestly, this is getting pretty ridiculous. I mean, as power scaling usually does. Yeah, like he said, you know, it's just some stupid fun. It's not meant to be that serious. I just thought, I'm assuming, okay, let me see. Then we're gonna get Stellaris. Okay, Stellaris. Zilli sequence, I don't know what that is. Oh, so some Gurren Lagann in there. Okay, so we're getting some other comparisons. I just thought it's gonna be more about pure sci-fi. You know, Dragon Ball, I guess Dragon Ball is sci-fi, but not in the way that Warhammer 40k is, you know. I thought we're gonna get more pure sci-fi comparisons. So that's why, you know, like Star Wars, I guess. Frieza and gods would do great in 40k if they stay out of the warp, and everybody else not so much. They would die if that planet is gone, so that gives them nearly everyone on out. Yeah, like the vacuum thing. Or just, you know, teleport fucking Goku into a black hole. I don't think he can survive that shit, right?
claimed I wasn't a hypocrite. I really don't care about discussing who would win in a fight, Goku or Gear 5 Luffy. It's obviously Goku, so who cares? That said, I've been a Dragon Ball fan since I was little, and you can't be a Dragon Ball fan without at least being passively aware that there are entire communities of people who sit down and try to figure out exactly how much stronger Goku is from the start of Dragon Ball compared to Super. So in the spirit of the video and being the weeb trash I am, let's do some anime power scaling. Take a Cyberman. They have a power level of roughly 1. 1 Raditz, that is. At half a Raditz, Piccolo could blow up the moon. Hell, at like a quart of a Raditz tops, Master Roshi blew up the moon. At 15 Raditz, Vegeta could blow up the Earth. To stop ripping off Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Frieza at less than 1% of his power destroyed the strongest warrior race in existence with a single finger, who themselves could take out entire planets worth of people as infants. What the hell is anyone in 40k short of maybe the gods gonna do when the Saiyan drop pods start landing? To be fair, if any of the people in this video are gonna do something like Fall to Chaos, it'd be the Saiyans. Bloodthirsty maniacs sound like the...
Oh yeah, oh fucking definitely. You know what? That is that is a crossover I would like to see. Just Super Saiyans becoming fucking falling to corn. That would be fucking an epic crossover.
Perfect thing for Korn, and I imagine at least a good chunk of them would probably embrace it wholeheartedly. Korn likes strong warriors and fighting, Saiyans like strong warriors and fighting. Can you imagine a Saiyan demon prince? To hell with the Primarchs, Catan aren't walking away from that fight. Maybe that's how the Silent King shattered them all. He ripped open a rift to Dragon Ball and grabbed a couple of Saiyans to throw at the problem. And of course, named characters. Krillin is already obliterating anyone the setting can throw at him. Nah, you know what, I'm not taking the favoritism far enough. Yamcha could probably do it by the Cell Saga at the latest, but let's highlight
This man is tripping.
my favorite of them all, Vegeta. As a good way to know if I'm absolutely hammered, see if I'm excessively posting about Vegeta on Twitter. He's great, and he'd rip 40k apart if he felt like it. Nothing's stopping him, because at his level, fighting is the kind of thing that can start shaking the universe apart, like Goku and Beerus almost did. Psychic powers, you might say, since that's the default for whenever 40k faces a threat. Saiyans have no defense against magic. And I guess that's fair. It's not like Vegeta's ever fought someone who's both overwhelmingly powerful and psychic. It's not like Vegeta's ever fought against someone who's magical in one way or another. It's not like Vegeta's been outright mind-controlled.
I mean, but he got fucking destroyed by Boo. Like, he specifically got fucking mangled by Boo. He also got mangled by Frieza. He gets fucking jobbed by everybody. Vegeta is a fucking jobber, man. What are we talking about?
Only for him to break free because he's so full of his own shit, he just ignores the mind control. He's not just destroying the setting, I'm half convinced he'd become a full-blown chaos god because of how big of an ego he has.
Okay, that's more fair.
All hail Vegeta, the chaos god of pride and not knowing when to quit. Don't forget the gods of destruction, or Zeno, who could just decide 40k has lost existing privileges.
Yeah, that's more fair, like, again, high-end Dragon Ball, like, people outside of Vegeta and Goku, there are some, like, fucking insane things in Dragon Ball too.
No fight, no chaos gods or Big E holding off his power, he just waves his hand and no more universe. 40k doesn't even beat Dragon Ball in racism. Until the end of Dragon Ball, Vegeta looked down on everyone who wasn't a Saiyan as dirt.
Now that's a wild claim. You know what? All of the things he said before were totally normal. But this one, no fucking way, man. 40k is way more racist.
Dirt, looked down on Saiyans who weren't him as dirt, and looked down on Goku like he was dirt covered in vomit. And of course, who can forget about Frieza? Frieza would make the Eldar uncomfortable with how often he calls someone a monkey. You can find compilations of Frieza saying monkey on YouTube. One of them is over 3 minutes long of racial slurs. Frieza's the best villain, truly. But yeah, Dragon Ball stomps. I made a community post about this a while ago because I decided that, yeah, I should make a Dragon Ball 40k video. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but I did. So here's the abridged version, since it's about the most I can make without it being a pretty shite video even by my standards. God, I'm the cleverest man around, aren't I? Get it? The abridged version? Because Dragon Ball Z abridged? Get it? Do you get the funny joke? I'm moving on now. No more anime as a main topic, I tentatively promise. Now for this one, you may be a bit confused. Stellaris isn't really a setting with defined factions and whatnot. I mean, there's the preset empires, and they use the Commonwealth of Man for the trailer that introduced Planet Killers, but nothing beyond that. But look deeper at the things you can find in Stellaris, and it's the sort of thing that would make the Necrons afraid. The endgame tech is the stuff of nightmares.
I mean, yeah, Stellaris is, I guess, a better example. Don't they have that shit in Stellaris that makes an entire system disappear?
Machine Ascension is just straight up Necron biotransference. The end of the cycle is the fall of the Eldar, if instead of just creating the Eye of Terror, it created an Eye of Terror that moved around the galaxy and hunted everyone down.
So, like the storm in Fortnite?
The war in heaven in Stellaris isn't some mythical background event, it's two colossally powerful empires unleashing weapons that can crack planets in half at a whim. And that's not even getting into the Become the Crisis path, where your civilization doesn't just reach a point of eclipsing the Eldar or 1,000 Suns as Psychers, they become a race of Chaos Gods. Even before that, there's plenty of powerful things you can do, and with mods it gets even more ballistic, turning entire moons into weapons platforms, quadruple layer ring worlds around your stars, Dyson spheres across across the Empire. You can create star-spanning nations that dwarf 40k in all ways possible. And while I'm not going to pretend that half the stuff in it isn't inspired by 40k, and by inspired I mean ripped off, it also takes it all to a new level. You know the Pretherans, aka the not Tyranids? Unlike the Tyranids, who are ever only hinted at most to be running from something, the Pretheran are running from something. Something that caused the galaxy to dim and then fade as your scientist watched it. And to top it off, the atrocities you can commit in Stellaris even eclipse 40k. Sure, you can do the classic kill all aliens thing and recreate the Imperium of Man for the 1000th time. No judgment here, every Stellaris player is...
You cannot include mods in this. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's definitely true, because like when you go the way of, if you want to include mods, then you will have to include Dragon Ball OCs and Warhammer 40k OCs. And we all know where that goes. We all know what happens when 50-year-old Jimmy introduces his original fucking character to any setting. He's, you know, the fucking 5th demon god, son of emperor, fucking whatever. Shit gets immediately... same with mods for games. Like, shit gets immediately ridiculous, so we cannot include that even in passing in the conversation.
Done it. The game encourages you to be a monster, not just because of the buffs, but because it means the endgame won't be running at 10 frames a second because there's just too many different empires in the galaxy. But the things people have done in that game, my god. My favorite is the guy who enslaved part of an empire, turned the citizens into food, and then set up a trade agreement with the former empire to give them food. That mad bastard turned a species into snacks and then sold them back to their fellows. Pay attention, Black Library writers, that's how you write a war crime. Now this is one hell of a setting. Here's the thing that inspired the video even more than the Omni-Man vs. Sanguinius twin.
See, I don't know this one, but I already have a feeling that this is gonna be a better comparison points than some of the other things talked about, specifically because, you know, this looks straight up sci-fi. Let me just disappear real quick because the sun is shining bright.
For those of you who've never heard of it, the Zeely sequence of books is a science fiction series written by Stephen Baxter. I have yet to read it fully, but it's more of a setting-driven series and a character one to my knowledge. The people in it are vessels for the universe at large. It is also, to my understanding, one of, if not the single most overpowered setting in all of science fiction. Let's take the Interan Coalition of Governance, or ICOG for short. The ICOG is a brutal dictatorship that makes the Imperium look cuddly and friendly. I'm not just talking xenophobia, I'm talking sending trillions of child soldiers to die against aliens because it's easier to do than building robots or something of that sort. And who can forget skinning aliens known as silver ghosts alive being considered a family-friendly activity before the concept of family was done away with in favor of more child soldiers. And they're not poorly equipped by any means. They have melta-like weapons that can kill thousands in a single second. Their equivalent of an assault rifle is a gut weapon. If you're anything like me, you might wonder what gut means. To simplify it, take the Big Bang, the event that started our universe. Now turn it into a gun. The ICOG can throw stars at you. In their war against the Zeely, they threw so much shit at the galactic core that the entire thing glowed bright pink. They changed the color of the galaxy because of how violently they were fighting. They have time travel weaponized to the point that they use it to police their empire. If you commit...
I mean, if you have, like, time travel, working time travel in your setting, then it is super fucking overpowered.
A treasonous act, they don't just kill you. They torture you, kill you, then go back in time and do it to your past self who doesn't even know what the hell you were going to do. Their military is in numbers far beyond the Imperial Guard that makes the old ones look like children, and they have eliminated all non-human life in at least one galaxy. So I bet you're thinking that, damn, the ICOG really is like the Imperium of Man, but even crazier. I bet they're the masters of their setting too, right? Not even fucking close. From the admittance of a member of it, they aren't the destined rulers of all reality, even with all of their tech. He outright compares mankind to vermin, spreading across the stars and multiplying in defiance of those who they know are their betters in every way possible. Let's start with the Transcendence. The Transcendence is humanity from the far, far, far future. What exactly they are is hard to define, because unlike most of the time with this sort of thing, the Transcendents are a race that is actually transcendent. They are to us what we are to ants, and trying to understand them is an exercise in futility. They wanted to create a utopia free of suffering for mankind. Problem is, they couldn't do that if there was any suffering, because they were every human merged into one, but also not, but also yes. If anyone in any timeline was feeling suffering, they were suffering and were weakened for it. Their way of eliminating human suffering was to fold every single timeline into one, and if they couldn't eliminate suffering through this, they would end humanity so it could be free of suffering. Let me clarify that for you, because fold every timeline into one sounds like a lot of nothing. Raise your hand for me and open and close it. There's a timeline where I told you to snap your fingers instead. There's a timeline where I said clap your hands. Those are the only events that are in any way different between those two timelines. This sentence, everything before and after it, and all the history of the world and universe at large are still the same. The Transcendents wanted to forcibly merge every single variation of that choice and every single other timeline created by different choices and events in history into one. They had the capability to do it. They were gods. They were, to put it lightly, transcendent. They could turn you into...
That is fucking crazy. God damn.
a mathematical equation and force you to watch.
That is so crazy that I'm gonna get more Beppies, so I can have the energy to argue that nah. Okay, I am back. Let me get lined up with the camera so there's no problems or anything like that. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. That being said, if you say it's not that OP because it's not stronger than the most OP setting, then I don't think that's a good argument. Keep in mind, he started this by saying it's middle in power. I kinda agree so far. Let's just get to the end of the video and then we can kinda go back to what was said.
The universe die of premature heat.
Wait, okay, I unmuted. You're always going to find somebody who made something stronger than the last most OP thing, so I think it's a bad idea to say you're made if you don't have the crown. Also very, very, very true, in my opinion.
death because you in particular pissed them off. Of course, even describing the Transcendent as pissed off is tricky because emotions as we understand them just don't fit the bill. And even they were nothing in the end, because to repeat myself, the Zeeli were to them what the Transcendence was to us what we are to ants. With one singular practical...
Can you... You're such a fucking asshole, man. Can you sit down? Or just go away, please?
Don't fit the bill. And even they were nothing in the end, because to repeat myself, the Zeeli were to them what the Transcendence was to us what we are to ants. With one singular practical exception, the Zeeli are unstoppable. Entire galactic superclusters are construction material to them. The Transcendents were tryhards stepping out of their league and were stomped back into the Stone Age along with the rest of humanity by the Zeeli. They have existed since the moment the universe formed after the Big Bang, and when that wasn't enough for their plans, they built an AI called the Anti-Zeeli that would go back in time to give them a billion-year head start on civilization building. The stuff their constructs are made out of, rather unimaginatively called Zeeli construction material, is 100% energy efficient with absorption. As in, the energy of anything you shoot them with is completely absorbed and ignored, no matter how powerful. To them, a supermassive black hole in the surrounding galaxy isn't a new place to conquer or explore and colonize, it's a computer. The 20,000-year war the ICOG waged against them ended with the Zeeli leaving the galaxy not because mankind truly won, but because the Zeeli were sick of humanity's crap and left them to their fate. For a good chunk of the war, the Zeeli just ignored humanity because mankind was that far beneath them. And by the way, when I say the Zeeli, I don't mean the race of the Zeeli. I mean the Zeeli, singular, who was in the Milky Way galaxy. They used entire galaxies to construct a ring millions of light years across that would send them to entirely different realities. Their weapons could bisect entire galaxies, and their leftover junk was the sort of thing that catapulted lesser species into a golden age. They were the undisputed masters of baryonic matter. You, your house, your school, your place of work, if it...
Man, if you write a setting with such a setup, I think it's not that I don't know much about silly frequency, right? So I'm not the one to speak on this too much, but I don't know, at some point in power scaling you just make someone so strong that I would go, then what's the point of the setting? But I'm guessing they don't play like the main role.
Can be considered
like
a thing, the Zeeli can rework it and the laws of physics that make it possible to suit their needs. And what you might consider a bit of a twist, they were ultimately benevolent. Their ring wasn't a weapon, it was an escape route, because the only thing capable of beating the Masters of Matter were the Masters of Dark Matter, the Photino birds. All you need to know about them is that the Zeeli were fighting a war against them and losing badly. The birds were introducing premature heat death into the entire universe for the sole reason of making reality more comfortable to them. The Zeeli time-traveled back to the beginning of existence itself to get themselves a head start, because otherwise they couldn't save anyone from a universe that would die billions of years early. And it's at least partially implied that the birds weren't even aware they were fighting a war against the Zeeli. The setting isn't going to win against 40k. The setting isn't going to realize it and 40k are in a war. You know what the kicker is? This setting, with all of its tech that could rewrite 40k out of existence? With time-traveling AI, rewriting the laws of physics and objects that can take the force of the Big Bang and not even notice? It's hard sci-fi. The biggest scientific inaccuracies within the Zeeli sequence aren't because that's not how reality works, they're because our understanding of science has advanced since the books were written. Their time travel works because of general relativity and how approaching light speed warps time and space around you. Changing universal constants like the Silver Ghosts do, who by the way aren't even particularly powerful within the setting, would result in AI with infinite computation power that can give you the answer to your question before you ask it. In theory, almost everything in these books is or was considered fully possible to one degree or another. Have fun with that thought.
I said it before, but the Zeeli sequence got stupid with its edge. The whole countless child soldiers bit was definitely one of them, but that didn't make any sense no matter how you tried to argue it. If anything, this video made me realize that I don't like overpowered settings. I like immersive settings with good stories and atmosphere. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the silly sequence because I would need to look into it. I'm a complete outsider, so but again, to me, the first question that comes to mind when I hear all of this is, what is the point of the story then? like, what is the struggle? What is the goal? Who are the like heroes? Who are the villains? You know, or is it just like kind of an open playground kind of thing that just introduced you to the setting in general? Like I said, just don't know that.
A few other things popped in my head that I couldn't think of enough words to make entire segments out of, but wanted to mention them regardless. For starters, I lied about there being no more anime because Gurren Lagann is up first. Explain to me how 40k is gonna fight this thing off. You can't grimdark only war your way into beating it. Simone has decided he is manlier than you are, so you lost. I don't make the rules, it just...
I mean, yeah, Gurren Lagann is literally made on top of pulling shit out of your ass to beat your enemy, so, you know.
just happens. Doom also wins pretty handily, I'd wager. I don't mean the demons or makers, I mean the Doomslayer. That's all that's needed. If you drop the Doomslayer into the Great Rift, within weeks there is no more Great Rift, and everyone else would be too terrified of the guy to do anything about him. Except Malum Cato, maybe. They'd probably be good friends. And individual beings from Age of Sigmar could probably do pretty well in 40k. This is another one of those things that would probably be worth its own video, but in brief, the gods and the mortal realms would do just fine if nothing else. Nagash would very promptly become ascendant in a way like never before because there was a whole lot of death going around. Tyrion and Teclis could revitalize the Eldar if for no other reason than the elves and the fantasy side of Warhammer are infinitely more competent than their 40k cousins. And if you drop the Great Horned Rat into 40k, he probably wouldn't even realize he's in the wrong setting. He just set about making Hive Worlds somehow even worse to live on than they already are. Oh, and Gotrek. Gotrek would murder anything that tries to get in his way still. Doesn't matter what. He's looking for Felix, and by God, if he has to slaughter demon Primarchs to find him, then that's just what he's gonna do. And really, I think that sums about everything up. I mean, I can keep going with settings, sure, but I wanted a nice variety for the video of can't beat 40k and can beat 40k, and I think I got that. So you may ask, what was the point of this? Well, there's actually two takeaways here. If I put all of this under a guise of matching settings up against Warhammer, I get to talk about things I like without it syncing my channel's analytics. You've all been fooled by my master scheme, get own zoned.
I mean, that is actually genius.
Who really cares how OP a setting is? Does it really matter if some schmuck from another setting can beat the Emperor? Enjoy the setting for the wild and wacky stuff you can find in it you can't quite find anywhere else. I just think it's cool to imagine things like night houses going against
See, that what he said is the real takeaway.
assault lances, while the Primarchs and Captain America duke it out in the foreground. It's silly, it's got the same energy as smashing two different action figures together as a kid, and in my mind that's the ideal way to view 40k. Not as the narrative version of a dick measuring contest. Thank you as always to my wonderful channel members. You are the overpowered piece of technology to my Warhammer fan, letting me shout into the internet about nothing of particular importance. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to subscribe or become a member. Either way, thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas, and take care out there.
Would Jonesy from Fortnite beat the Emperor, though?
Real talk, when do we get an Warhammer Fortnite collabs? I mean, really, it's well overdue. Cell and Frieza are coming, and that's not even the first Dragon Ball collab. Where's the love for Warhammer? Let me drop into a game with a Space Marine, a Stormcast Eternal, Felix, and Karl Franz. It's easy money, GW. You know the opportunity's there.
You know what? I would say that's a ridiculous idea, but I guess there is already like a power armor model in Fortnite from Fallout. So I guess you could have a fucking Space Marine in Fortnite. Gurren Lagann is OP, sure. Okay, blah blah blah. This is why almost no stories at all are told within the warp. It's interesting to see that the two demons playing catch with planets and turning them into a solar system-sized rose, but there's not much you can do with it. Yeah, that's why it's, you know, I'm getting very shiny again. Holy fuck, the weather today is all over the place, man. Yeah, the Warhammer is more interesting when there is like the warp is a separate kind of it's almost like a force of nature. It's not a real faction in universe that is constantly there, because they would just win. They are so fucking broken, you know. It's more interesting when it's the humans trying to, you know, fight the orcs, fight the tyrannids, fight whatever the fuck else comes their way. Okay, in regards to the silly sequence, simple. It's about humans struggling to live in a whack-ass world. Again, I would need to like see what the books are about to have an, because any idea can be written any idea can be interesting if you are a good enough writer, and any good idea can be turned to complete shit if you're a bad writer. So, and I'm assuming CD sequence is good. So, 40k has a Doomslayer. The demons are immortal, which is why he doesn't get anything done. That's not how Warhammer Magic works in regards to Age of Sigmar. I think I don't know anything about that, so it would take a while to explain how magic works, but the short of it is that magic is not a constant. Crossovers are fun. I think he should have titled the video differently and started it off with a different intro. I kinda agree. The warp does kind of provide 40k an easy win for most arguments, since it's a realm specifically where all outside laws do not apply. Yeah, the warp is fucking scary. That's why Warhammer fucking light faster than light travel is so interesting, because it's so risky. Like navigating the warp, you know. That's a really cool idea. Warhammer is full of really cool ideas. That's why people like it. Immediately two people stated that Zilly sequence is a mixed bag. I don't know, I think the cold soldiers made sense in the context of the story. It's absurd, yes, but so is the whole verse. For the type of society ICOG is and its ideology, it made sense. I have no context to like say anything about that, so I think you are forgetting that any setting that we could match to 40k would be able to utilize Blackstone, which makes dealing with the warp easier. 40k faster than light is literally card transplanting, because you move from a physical realm to non-physical one. Yeah, like Pancreas said in this video, each setting is its own favorite thing. I don't think this video changed my mind at all. I think 40k is still pretty overpowered when it comes to settings, mainly because I think if Warhammer 40k went slightly above that, it would lose like the plot. Like if you go more overpowered, you start running into a lot of problems. Warhammer is impressive because it has so many like factions, rules, and they kinda coexist. But yeah, there is a lot to love about Dragon Ball. There is so much to love about Invincible. I fucking love Invincible, man. There is much to love about 40k. There is probably, I don't know, much to love about silly sequence. Like, yeah, there is no point in having like a serious heated discussions about them in comparison. But, you know, cool video in a sense that he literally fucking tricked me into watching this whole thing, and it was just him talking about things he likes, you know. It definitely would. That's why 40k doesn't tell stories that take place in dark age of technology. Yeah, that's an example, right? I think that's just a part of the history of the setting that makes for the current Warhammer to be more interesting. that what I got out of this is that I should probably look into silly sequence, honestly. That kinda sounds interesting. And yeah, there should be definitely like a Fortnite. It would be goofy. A lot of people, I think some Warhammer 40k fans would get a little bit angry at this, but I would like to see a fucking Space Marine in a Fortnite. Oh, and they could like give them, you know, like a one Space Marine. You have a one Space Marine skin, right? But he has styles for like the different legions, so you can pick your favorite. Man, that would make for a pretty fucking cool skin. How did they not make that already? I guess Warhammer 40k doesn't. I don't know if they do a lot of crossovers. It's just not something that I've seen anywhere else pretty much. Just, you know, references and such at most. And yeah, that was 40k isn't that overpowered. Just a fucking bait and switch video if I ever seen one, but it was definitely entertaining. I don't think Goku can beat the Emperor. I'm gonna be dead ass. Real ass. Also, Vegeta gets fucking slapped in every fight he's in. Man got destroyed in so many fights in Dragon Ball. I don't know how you can seriously talk about him winning anything. I am so sorry, Vegeta fans, but he jobs for Goku. He literally jobs for Goku, you know? Even though I think his role in Majin Buu Saga was really fucking cool, he got slapped around. God damn. And yeah, next up we have. Let me just. Next up we have. Do Not Enter the Fey Forest Arma Free SCP by RubixRaptor. I just wanted to see some more RubixRaptor. This kinda came along, popped up, and I was like, sure, sounds interesting. We saw already his other Arma Free mod video, which was about not 40k, the 40k adjacent thing, like 30k, I think. And yeah, this just sounded interesting to me because how the fuck is SCP going to work in Arma, man? But I'm sure the modders found a way. And yeah, like about a crossover between Dragon Ball and 40k. Who the fuck knows what works in what universe, you know? Wait, actually, I have a definitive answer to the 40k versus Dragon Ball Z question, and that is Dragon Ball Z would absolutely win because, think about it, Capitan Ginyu could use his technique of body swap and body swap with the Emperor, right? And then if he ever got into a fight with a stronger opponent, he could body swap with him. The most powerful technique in all of Dragon Ball, the fucking body swap. What the fuck?
If you'll turn to page 12 of your fairy survival pamphlet that everyone got, the event of a Fey king crowning, thou must ascend the Fey throne. In the event of wretched beasts in the night, only the blade of iron may slay them. Childish whispering should be ignored. Do not cross a moving body of water thrice. Mushrooms are not to be trusted. Do not anger the gleb. Also, do not touch the blade of autumn unless you are the crown prince.
Man, SCP has so much shit. I am only familiar with the like stone guy. If you blink, he teleports and snaps your neck. SCP has so much shit in its universe. God damn.
There are deer that inhabit the forest and they have guns. I'm gonna give them guns.
Jay, there was also the stone golem.
The wretched beast of stone that may only be slain by pure iron. Or alternatively, this lore is updated, pure iron and or an AT4. They didn't have that back in the old Scottish days, so they just didn't know. Howdy! This is a weird one. This event takes focus around a mobile task force expedition into a rift between our realities that leads to a Fey-like realm out of Scottish and Western European folklore. However, as they got inside and set up their camp, they found that their way back had vanished, leaving them to search for a way to return to reality while the horrors of the forest decided to hunt them. These ways back also may involve becoming the Fairy King in order to open a rift, which, you know, I don't know. Most of this design...
This is definitely not a branch of SCP I'm familiar with. Goddamn. It gets wacker and wacker. Some great, some
for the event came to me in a dream, which is probably not the best sign when talking about Fey-like creatures, but I'm going to choose to ignore it. I could also feel my eyes going in separate directions when I was trying to edit this thing, and this is also another video with a very fun ending, and I've never lied about that before, so trust me on that. Also, to finish the intro out, 2 videos ago I mentioned people should subscribe to the channel, and you did, so this is a thank you, you're real ones. Okay, I hope you enjoy our adventure in the Fey Wilds, and I will see you around. Hey, what's good?
Hey, who's calling? We're bounding just south of north.
Commander.
Huh?
They're bounding.
The Grand
I've
High
marked
Marshal Commander, sir.
a
Pleasure to meet you.
squad,
It's me, the ferry
take a wide
consumer.
berth towards the village.
What?
Sir, if you happen to spot any or capture any of the little folk, please let me know. I'm a bit peckish as it is.
I'm not doing that.
Christ.
We got 4 cardinal directions.
What have you been chuckling at? Ah. Oh, ignore that guy. I mean, he is in the pamphlet. I want to bring interest to the line that says, don't invite him into your structure. Give him respect. He is ambivalent. He knows not true evil or true good. He just is.
That's a little concerning for the...
Oh my god. Holy shit, we've lost him.
I have no hostile intent, but he challenged me.
Okay.
Do not challenge the wizard.
Don't talk to me.
Oh my...
This is hilarious to think about, like you have a highly tactical squad communicating via radio and somebody just unironically says the words, do not challenge the wizard. I repeat, do not challenge the wizard.
Oh my god, they did it again.
He just said another. Oh my god. Should we go and recover those knights? No, they're gone.
Just wrote him off. Do your men sent into the Fey Force? You're like, they're done. Okay, get that wizard out of here. Hey, sir, great power.
While I'm eating, there was a fucking computer.
Don't you worry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wizard casts a fireball at us.
If it turns night, get back to camp as fast as you possibly humanly can. Moving out.
Oh my god. Do not anger that guy.
What is that?
It's Glenn! It's Glenn! Oh! You pissed him off! You pissed him off! I had one request! I got Cypher! Jesus Christ!
Boss, we've taken every cat.
The fucking visual of a little the visual of this little green man running through the bushes, knocking them over is so fucking
Oh, he's
funny.
gone. He's too fast. We lost a few men. Just go explore again.
Fireball in quotations. Yeah, that was ground to air fireball.
What do you mean explore? That was my whole squad.
You don't need them.
It appears as though the local order of warlocks has turned against us. And
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Coughing.
You okay? You need a lozenge?
Motherfucker, I got hit with a bomb.
Oh my god, what happened over there?
Someone exploded. No, that's not fine.
so we're not too far.
Yeah, we
You hear that? There it is! There it is! Pixie! Shoot it down! Oh! That was a dark pixie strike.
Waffle House.
Say again about the Waffle House. I have eyes on the Waffle House.
Where the hell am I?
Waffle House land.
Hey,
Is this your observation center?
yeah, it's kind of nice up here.
Oh, you wait, is that the Waffle House?
That's the Waffle House down there.
Holy shit.
What the fuck is this setup? What?
Shrine, that's big.
Squads, I've marked a potential shrine location to the south. It's on top of a hill.
Alright, let's go down.
We got at the start.
I'm surprised Waffle House hasn't been floated yet.
You just had to say it.
The Waffle House exploded.
How many men do we lose?
You say the word
Man, the fucking banter in this is beyond hilarious.
peacock. I don't know. Oh, suddenly.
Everyone back to camp! Go, go, go! Back to camp! All cons, return to Paradise Lost. All cons, return to Paradise Lost. The Stone Men!
It's in the woods, it's following us!
Remember, don't give out your name to anyone.
Lads, don't give your social security number to the weird witches.
Right in front of us! The fire sword, use it! Run! Run!
In the camp anyway you can. Jesus Christ!
The fire sword of Umagag took its head!
I love Umagag.
Oh, God, that's cool! Alright, one.
Quail, run! Quail, no!
I hate it when the Eldritch being runs into me with his suicide vest packed with nuclear explosives.
Or something.
Uh-oh. Mother of God!
You want me to gander? I'm gonna drink over you.
Sounds deep, we've arrived.
Yeah, there's movements in the mushrooms. The mushrooms are speaking fang. The mushrooms are speaking of fang.
Oh, it's same time. Jesus. I don't have hostile intent, but I'm wiggling.
Shadow Priest is gay. Those are Wizard 11. You step on them things.
Did you just step on my Wizard 11?
He said it. Oh.
This is sick.
Don't eat that! Don't eat the cheese! Don't eat the cheese! In the event of a Rat King exposure event, lead it to the giant mousetrap. It was poisoned.
Tim, I don't know what his problem was. You both have a slash areas.
Oh, he got a tummy ache.
You guys see this magical door that appeared?
I don't believe you.
There it is.
This is a bad door. Do not touch.
Oh, he went in the door. Oh, there it is. Oh my god. He's fine. I'm just gonna take a step through the door. I'm just gonna take a Cyber catch me!
You said what?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. What's up?
I can believe he actually didn't die instantly. Man, some of the mods for Arma 3 are so wacky. Also, there's such a variety to them. Holy shit. I wonder why that game specifically like attracts fucking modders like it's Gmod or something.
Hey Cypher, you want to see this cool door I found? I mean, you want to go through the door? It's a magical door. Oh, there he's coming in.
He's actually Banshee screaming.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I got moved by a giant rat. Squads, lead the Rat King to the rat trap. We're being overrun.
When the king falls, the rats will follow.
We need to drive the rats to this.
Oh, mother of God!
Trap.
Look out! Lead into the trap! Holy shit! Oh!
It's done. It's been gotten.
Oh!
I love that it doesn't have, literally has no animations at all.
They're eating the cheese.
This is the rat member. His name's us and Valk are being thrown about by water spouts.
Hello? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, it's geysers!
Squad, find a large body of water and start fucking shooting at it.
Oh, shoot it down! Oh, we intercepted it. We intercepted it. We got it.
Holy shit.
Telegram today.
To your left, to your left!
Oh man, if those are mushrooms from like Dark Souls universe, you're fucked. They're just gonna come up to you and sucker punch you right in the fucking face.
Oh my god. Retreat! Fry!
Mega mushroom!
Holy shit! Oh!
This took a lot of casualties.
Come back down to this Drago.
I find your presence truly miserable.
I'm going to eat the fairy king!
You can say that! You can't say that, lad!
I'm going to eat the fairy king!
Even the men and women?
The men, the women, the children, it matters not to me!
Fairy Kasuma, no!
They'll all be mine!
He's so morally
I'm losing my fucking mind.
There's enemies inside the village.
The fucking fade drone strikes. Jesus Christ.
I can.
I'm out of ammo.
We've collected iron weaponry for ourselves, so we will be returning.
Okay, time to go back to base.
Any more help needed over at the village?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real good idea. It's a real good idea.
Yeah, approach. Let's just run.
What is it?
I don't know. Did you see it?
I don't know.
Listen, whatever it is, it explodes and/or throws.
Everyone in this.
Oh my god! I'm lost in this deep Fey-like fog, bro. Oh! Oh! Hello? Oh my god.
Alright, Fenrir has eyes on something. Looks like a wizard tower or something.
You guys should totally go touch it.
Okay, we'll go touch it.
Yeah, let's go touch it.
Realistic for an SCP setting. They always fucking do that, you know. We found this weird thing. I think we should fucking touch it, bro. I think we should smoke it. I think we should see if we can smoke it and eat it. Why did the Fae collect the one thing that can kill them and store it in their village? That is a good question. Shouldn't they like throw it in the ocean or?
It's down. Be careful. Touch That's why you don't go in the wizard line.
Okay, don't go near that tower.
Who's over there? Who's still? Oh, he died.
They will attempt to stop us from crowning the new king.
South to start a holy war.
Well, that's fine with me.
Just admit to wanting to start a holy war?
Dear!
I can see how this would go to someone's head.
You're not even the king yet. You don't even have the blade of autumn. Oh my god!
That's right.
What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? They're not shooting back at them, right? The elves are not like carrying around M16s, right? What the fuck?
Mushroom ahead.
Do that fucking thing. I hate mushrooms on my pizza. Kill that bitch.
Oh! They tried to stop your ascension. Oh my god, Saren! Oh, look how many men died for you.
God, I love these guys. They're so good at that.
What the fuck is killing them?
He enters the tomb of the faking. Holy shit.
Oh my.
Bad news, faking. The Spriggan are not acknowledging your ascension. They have ordered a strike. We either must go to the forest temple to appease them or the bunker to hide from their bombardment.
Missile!
We must go now.
We go to the bunker. I'm not appeasing these assholes. Keep
Push.
Okay, they are fighting the deer people who are indeed not carrying M16s. They are carrying AK-47s. I know nothing about this mod. I'm just here for the ride. Same, man. This is some wild stuff.
The Fey Blade! It's strike! Get into the bunker quick. The final strike is coming.
Just stay right here.
Oh!
Everyone out of the bunker.
Alright.
Oh! We have to get back to camp. It's Bugs. He found us. Don't cross the water, you fools! You pissed him off! Holy! There he is! There he is! Keep going! He took one of us! Ah! It went flying.
Calling me.
It's calling me. I need to go.
Well, I don't hear that thing you're talking about, so I think it's good.
That is kinda terrifying though. Holy shit. Such a reliable weapon, even the Fae use it. Yeah.
No, Speed, my most tired and fed up and suicidal soul.
Why are you so...
Do you think the Soviet Union or do you think the Soviet Union supplied the Fae to destabilize the West because the SCP Foundation is backed, by the United States? Is this just part of their proxy war?
Oh, blue.
I was there's something wrong with the Swedish. Now I know.
Oh!
Dead these creatures.
They slayed him with pure iron.
Sucks to suck.
Oh, that thing was told this was gonna work.
Okay. There's something in there. I don't know what just happened to me. God! I am in the plains.
In the plains?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Did you give someone your full name? Oh my god! Okay, right. There's an invisible beast.
The base that's tossing people. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ! You guys touch the wheel?
I think they touched the wheel.
The proximity chat is fucking genius. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, that's verboten. You shouldn't have done that. Dude, that was in page 178 of the Fae Survival Handbook, bro.
I'm starting to think this manual wasn't handed out to anyone before we got sucked in.
Right here.
What? It crashed. We're done.
King, there seems to be an anomaly.
Define the
The
anomaly.
Earth Shrine. It is gravitational in originality.
Does it munch people into small bits?
You ask Jay what his like book of fame bullshit says.
Hey, the handbook says don't touch that shit. Hey, don't touch that. Yeah, okay. Well, I fucking tried. I need you to think really hard about the real world.
Pop-Tarts, yeah. The stock exchange.
You did it. Okay, squads, you might want to move to the emission shelter. Cypher has opened a rift between worlds.
There's some rumbling in the distance.
Oh, fucking. Those are some very foreboding words, Jesus Christ.
Even wine, meats will taste like ash in your mouth. I'm gonna throw a Fortnite cookie bomb. Fortnite cookie bomb out.
Who let the wizard in here? You can only enter if you let him in. Who let him? Oh. We survived.
Did I open the portal? I don't know yet.
That man's dead. that man didn't make it.
All squads, make your way to the blood shrine. If you can hear me, enter the blood shrine. All right, everyone.
There are so many rules to the Fey Forest that I don't quite follow. God
When you
damn.
get to the blood shrine, prepare.
Stop crossing over the water. There's a bridge right here. You curse your bloodline. Home is close. It will be the time the wizard approaches for your counsel. Punch it! No!
The most powerful spell of all. Jesus Christ. Guys, let's call it a draw.
Anyways, guys, get to the rift. We can go home and eat Cocoa Pops. Holy crater, Batman.
You can see the wizard up there watching us, bro.
The wizard?
Oh, he's here. He's floating around.
Fare thee well, strange travelers. Don't come back. You're not welcome here. I don't want to see you again. I said don't fucking come back.
Thank you. That was a pretty cool experience, wizard. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. You like
Thank
it.
you,
That was
wizard.
the Waffle House. You guys left the Waffle House. Hold on, I'm actually projecting over. You wouldn't lie to me, right?
Okay, I can see. Everyone enjoy the horrid Fey route. Who? Oh my god!
The wizard has broken containment. Jesus Christ, what a ride. Holy shit.
Hey, Mission Maker Jay here. Something weird's happening. I'm building this mission, and now whenever I spawn, it creates a giant deer skeleton at my feet. And I've searched everywhere for the script doing this. Can't find it. For example, let's load in real quick. Behold, the deer skeleton that's haunting me. Now we have a squad that's like 500 meters away from where we just tested, and we're gonna load in real quick. Behold, the deer skeleton, it's following me.
Do they actually make the mods on their own or something? Holy. It must take them a real long time to actually do all of this. Yeah, probably. That is fucking crazy, but also very cool. Yeah, like I said, Arma 3 with that like mod variety is insane. Like truly cool to see. Like Warhammer, SCP. Obviously, there are more conventional mods probably for that. Like I knew Arma 2 also had a pretty big modding scene. I mean, fucking Daisy, I think was it? Like literally originated as an Arma mod, and that blew up so much. That was kind of crazy. So yeah, that was Do Not Enter the Fey Forest by RubixRaptor. Really recommend his channel. He has some fucking hilarious videos. And yeah, I'm gonna... let me see. God damn it. I really wanted to watch this Fallout 4, but every gun fires nukes, but yeah, I think that is all the time I have today. I have like other things planned for today, so definitely won't be able to fit those 2 longer videos in there. That Rising segment took a lot longer time than I thought, but I really wanted to talk about it. So for now, I'm definitely gonna put off the other things we had in plan. Speaking of Reggie did another game I would never heard of called Conquest of Elysium 5. It's his second latest video, I think, the one about fishmen. And I really think it should have more attention. Okay, gonna check that out. It's a very neat game made by an old and fascinating studio that seems to think Windows picked that back in '98. They viewed the mouse as something suspicious, and even their website is something straight out of 30 years ago. I'm gonna put it on the list then. Hold on, let me see. Reggie.
The gameplay of Warhammer.
Is it this one?
Conquest of Elysium 5.
Oh yeah, I think I was looking at this last stream. I love how YouTube randomly... Like, this is a video I watched in its entirety, Weaponizing the Elderly in Total War Warhammer. It says I watched just the intro. This is a video I haven't watched. It says I watched it. This is another fucking video I haven't watched and says I watched it. What the fuck is going on? Man, YouTube is tripping balls. Holy shit.
Conquest of Elysium.
I want to see how this game looks. Oh man. Oh, holy shit, this looks... This does look like it was made by people who think Windows picked at 98. Okay, that's gonna be something to also look forward to, I suppose. God damn. He had it as his channel video before, so it auto-opened when you looked at his channel. Oh yeah. If you only watch 2 seconds of a YouTube video, it thinks you watched The whole thing. What the fuck? So stupid. Anyway, thank you very much everybody for joining me. Check out their website. Okay, wait. Hold on, let me try to copy this link from another browser, just in case.
Conquest of Elysium 5.
Conquest of Elysium. What the fuck? How do you navigate this? Oh man, what the hell is this? What the fuck is this? Okay, I think you can archive some of those updates. They don't need to be here. Like the ones from literally 21 years ago. I think you can archive some of those updates, man. Oh my fucking god. Okay, that looks more normal when you click on here. Let's try Conquest of Elysium 2. And that also looks kinda normal. Man. That is actually funny. Holy. That's some good old Windows 98 web design right there. Oh yeah. Their last game came out either in 2023 or 24. There's no reason for their website to look like this. I think their website should stay like this fucking forever because it's fantastic. Okay, that's gonna be our wrap, folks. Thank you for joining me, and as always, I will see you in the next one. My cat is literally walking up to come in front of the camera right now. He's looking at me. Now I'm gonna shut off the stream before he shows his asshole to the camera or something like that. See you in the